Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Crochet and Coffee here. And today we are doing our post review and final reveal of Kitsune. Now, you guys, I enjoyed working on this canvas very much. I did struggle in the beginning to get started, but once I did, it kind of just, I flew through it no problem. So we're going to go into a couple of things that I found while I worked on this canvas. Now, do keep in mind, this is my experience, and your experience might vary from my experience, and that is just okay. Everybody has different experiences. So, with that said, let's start with the drills. Now, when I was working with the drills, I did notice two things. One, there was a lot of static. Now, static is something that companies really can't help. So all you would have to do is cut up a little piece of dryer sheet, throw it in your bag, you're good to go, which is what I did. So you'll see quite a few bags with the dryer sheets. One of the bags actually had some white silicone gel kind of just left in there. I'm not sure if it's safe to have it just thrown in there like that, but one of the bags did have like some white silicone gel, like trash resin or something in it. She assured me that it was just something to control the static in that bag, so they must have had really bad static before they added the little beads in. The other thing I noticed was there were a lot of cavities in these drills, and a lot of the drills were stuck together. Which stuck together drills, all you would have to do is get a pill bottle like this, put a nickel in it if you don't have a drill grinder, shake it up, and that will break up those drills. So it really wasn't an issue. It was just kind of a pain to have to do that for a couple of the bags. Cavities in the drills. Now, this is more trash than I'm used to having in a canvas. And she did assure me that this problem is being rectified, but with everything going on in China right now, they're having to kind of work with what they got. So, I know her drills are usually a lot better than this. I've heard nothing but good things about this company. So, I'm going to play that one off as a fluke. But I did experience a lot of trash in this kit, like more than I'm used. Like, this is more trash than I've had on any kit. And this is for a 80 by 50. So, hopefully when all the stuff kind of settles down, because she's been super busy with her shop like most other companies have been. I'm hoping that when everything settles down, her drill quality will improve, because I was a little taken back by the drill quality just because I have heard so many good things, and then to experience the stuck together drills and the cavities in a lot of the drills. I spent one full day just going through the canvas trying to get rid of all the cavity drills that I had placed and replacing them. The good thing is she does give you quite a few extras to make sure you have enough, which is a good thing, because as I was working on this, I thought about it. Say this was my first Treasure Studios arts, and I ran out of a color. Because her rounds are 2.5, which is the same size as squares, if I were to run out of a color and have never purchased from this company before, you would have to wait for the slow boat to get your replacement drills, because no one sells replacement for drills this small. If they do, please feel free to correct me in the comment section. But any company that I've ever gone to buy spare drills always sells their rounds in 2.8, not 2.5. But from what I hear, she's great at making sure that you have enough. And if you don't, she will send them out to you, no problem. So if you ever have a problem with running out of drills, just contact Treasure Studios Arts via all their social medias or email, and she will get them right out to you. You just might have to wait a little bit, because her rounds are smaller than a typical round. With that said, if you were to say, you know, and that's the thing, is you can't like put these on other canvases or anything, because the drills are noticeably smaller, which is, I think, what was my issue when I first started. I realized that they were smaller, but for some reason my brain didn't process that they were smaller. So I was struggling at first to get these drills to work for me, and then I got them working, and it's just fine. So the drill quality, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. But again, a lot of them were stuck together, so I did spend a good bit of time picking out cavity drills and shaking them up in my pill bottle and putting dryer sheets in, because a lot of them did have static. But other than that, I had no issues, and as you can see, I had plenty of drills left over. So even if I did have a bunch of cavity drills, I had plenty to choose from. Like, I had plenty to pick and choose and make sure that I put the best drills on the canvas. So she gets a point for that, because she does give you plenty of drills. I wasn't worried about running out of any drills. Even for this one getting low as it did, I wasn't worried about running out. Like, literally none of them were to the point where I was like, oh my God, I'm going to run out. Even for all the trash I got, I still have a good amount of drills left. Like, nothing is super low. So, kudo points for that. So now let's take a look at the canvas. All right, so here's our canvas. Now, I made a few enhancements on this canvas. Not a whole lot. I did have more enhancements on it, but after I kept looking at it and, you know, trying to finagle it or whatever, I picked a lot of them off, put the original drills back, and just decided on the two major points. So if you know Diamond Painting with Sparklers, Tmall, she sells what is called sparklers. But she has two different types of sparklers. Because one of the things I was also worried about was the fact that with her drills being so small for her rounds, there's no way for you to actually put your own personal touches on these, because you can't put drills from another canvas from any other store on this kit because they're not the same size. So I was worried about, well, how would I want to, if I wanted to enhance it, how am I going to enhance it if I want to add, say, like sparklers or something? The good thing is Diamond Painting with Sparklers does carry sparklers for rounds, and they are circular. So if you look here at the moon was supposed to be like a whitish, beige, gray color. I took all that out. I left this part, and then I added sparklers. So the sparklers came from Sparklers, Diamond Painting with Sparklers with Tmall. I will link her in this video. Just look down in the description box. So I took and removed all that gray for the fiery looking moon, and I added the sparklers. Now, why did I do that? Because Tmall also has two different types of sparklers. She has regular sparklers for squares, and then she has glow in the dark. Now, I just finished Into Wonderland, which was a square, and I used some of the squares to make the image glow. So I decided I wanted this image to glow. But when you were to say, if you were to look outside and see a fox or something at night, you wouldn't really see its body, which is why I took a lot of the enhancements I had on it off, because I had like essentially almost outlined him, and I'm like, I don't want him outlined. That didn't look right to me. It just looked weird. So I took out the outline, put the original drills back, and then decided I'm just going to go simple with this. So I did the sparklers for the moon and for his eyes, because if you see an animal in the dark, usually you see their eyes glow. So just the moon and a couple of the little spaces up here, and the eyes for the fox glow. So if you are on my Instagram, Miss Crochet and Coffee, you would have seen that I posted just a picture of his face, just to give you a little taste of what I have been doing. I literally have been messing around with this canvas for a couple of days. I finished this actually on Saturday in Jeremy Fryrear's live, and I had decided that I was going to then tamper and go back and forth and see what I can do to enhance it the way I want to. So if you're someone that likes to be a little bit extra and needs that extra sparkle on your kits, I would suggest either, you can either leave the kit as it is, or you can buy the sparklers with Tmall. Make sure they're sparklers for squares, because her rounds on this canvas are the same size as squares. So these canvases can be enhanced. You just have to use the sparklers for squares. And then, of course, Tmall has glow-in-the-dark or regular rhinestones that you can choose from. But let's talk about the canvas. All right. So I love the way it turned out. I really do. I think it turned out really good. I think the colors blend well together. I think I was worried about mostly about the waterfall and the lightning bugs at the bottom. And you will be seeing random images pop up of me taking pictures I've taken and video of this canvas, so you can see it in its full glory. But there were a couple of things about the canvas I wasn't the fondest of. Now, I made the recommendation, and I've already talked to Rachel over at Treasure Studios Arts about my findings on the canvas. One of the findings I found was that if you push your drills along this canvas, the glue will come up, meaning it will essentially, like skin, like if you were to mush your skin like this, the glue was doing that. So she recommends do not slide your drills on your canvas. That is what she gives you the tweezers for. I'm a slider. I slide my drills along my canvas. So I wasn't aware of this, obviously, because I've never worked on a Treasure Studios Arts before. So she let me know, hey, yeah, don't do that, because that glue will bunch up. So you're going to want to take and use the tweezers that come with your kit. So if you do get a Treasure Studios Arts, Don't slide your drills. Make sure you pick them up and place them where they belong so that the glue doesn't bunch up on you. And I'll have a picture of that pop up here. Because at first I was like, hold up, is this going to rip a hole in my glue? And it didn't. Once I picked that drill up off the canvas, because it wasn't going far. But once I picked the drill up, the glue laid flat again. So I was like, okay, so I didn't mess up the canvas. But I wanted to show her because I'm like, I've never experienced this on her canvases. I'm sure she's experienced everything with her canvases, but I had never experienced it. So I wanted to ask her, you know, what the best advice would be. And she would recommend that you do not slide your drills on the mounted glue. You pick them up and place them where they need to be. So there's that. The other issue I had was this. Now, if you remember in my unboxing, I saw that crease in my canvas, and I thought that putting the drills on it and letting it lay flat will get rid of it. It has been laying flat now for, what's today? Today's Monday. So Sunday and Monday, it had been laying flat, which is only the afternoon here on Monday. So it's been laying flat not too long. I don't want to frame it yet, because I want to get rid of this crease, because that is bothering me. I was really hoping that placing the drills on it would get it to go away, but it's a hard crease. So what I mean by that is it looks like it was folded in half. So that crease may or may not come out, but I'm going to try a couple of things to try to get it out. But I don't want to frame it and then have that gigantic crease line in my canvas. No. The other thing, I did ask what she thought, because I just made a suggestion to her. I'm not trying to tell her how to run her business or anything. I just made the suggestion of putting the renderings of the canvases and the sizes on the website. Why do I say that? Putting the rendering on the site so people can see what size is going to give them what detail will prevent what happened to me from happening. So you guys know I was all about this kit because I wanted to see the symbols on the fox. Now, if you look as far away as you're supposed to, you can see something that looks like symbols. Up close, like me sitting at my table, it looks like absolutely nothing. So I was a little bit disappointed because of the size of the kit. I thought I would have gotten a little bit more detail than that. And I didn't really want to go much bigger because it's already a massive kit. It is an 80 by 50. So I think the next size up was like a 60 by 90. And I didn't want anything that massive. But I was still hoping to catch a little bit of the detail. And I did, but not enough to do what I wanted to do, which is, of course, replace the symbols with sparklers. So I was a little disappointed in the detail in the kit, but looking at as far away as you're supposed to look, which again, another picture will pop up showing you the distance that you're supposed to look at these, not straight like on the canvas. From a distance, this looks absolutely insane. I absolutely love it. I do love it, even though the symbols aren't as predominant as I thought they were going to be. That was really like my only major complaint, minus the creasing in the canvas and then the glue popping up. My only major complaint was I was a little disappointed in the lack of detail in the symbols on the tail, because on the picture itself, you see the detail bold and bright colors. And then when you get the canvas, they're missing. Like I said, you can see a little bit of the detail, but that could have been my fault. I could have gone bigger in canvases, but would the bigger canvas have made that much of a difference? Like, is there that's what putting the rendering of what it could look like on the site can do. It can show the person what detail is going to be in that image in case they want to say, you know, you can pick and choose how much detail you do and don't want. Like, if the symbols didn't matter to you and you just wanted to focus on the fox, there you go. If the symbols did matter to you and you wanted to see those symbols, I would advise, if you're watching this, you were thinking about getting this kit and you want to see the symbols on that fox, I would definitely go for the bigger size. I got the 80 by 50, which is uncropped, which means you did see the waterfall, which I think that waterfall turned out like really, really good. I think she did an amazing job rendering that. The lightning bugs at the bottom, the tree on the side. And if you look at the picture, at first I was like trying to figure out what that was. But if you look at the picture, the background is blurred out so that you're focusing directly on the fox. It's a photography trick that people use to put more emphasis on the fox without losing the colors of the background. So I didn't know what that was at first, and I was like, what is this just standing over here chilling? It's a tree. It's a tree, but it's blurred out. So that your focus is more on the fox, but those colors bring your eye to the fox. So the light colors you see in the waterfall and the light color you see in the tree, those both direct your eye towards the middle of the canvas, which is, you're going to want to focus on that fox. So I think she did a good job rendering it. Other than the couple of issues I named, I really didn't have any major issues with it. I did enjoy working on it. It did work up really quick once I got the hang of it. Again, I for some reason, when I first started this kit, was struggling hardcore, and I'm noticing right now that I put some of the drills on backwards, so I'm like flipping them. And then some of the drills I didn't put down all the way, so you got to kind of like rub your hand on it and push them down. But the drill quality was so-so. The canvas quality, I'll give her a 9 out of 10 for the canvas quality, and she only loses at one point because of the crease in the canvas, and that was one of the things I was worried about when I unboxed it. Was I thought for sure that crease would leave, because with mounted glue, I think if you put enough pressure on it for a while, it should get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and put some books on this, let it lay out. I was going to put it in a frame, but I'm a little bit more extra than that. I'm going to stretch canvas this one, obviously. Once I canvas finish it, of course, I will show you guys what it looks like so you can bask in all its glory. And then we're going to figure out where to hang this big old mamma jamma, because it's a big one. But with that said, would I recommend Treasure Studios Arts? Of course I would. The canvas quality was good. The drill quality, it's not her best work, but I've seen her best work on some other kits. And I know once this craziness is over with the pandemic, she will be back to having good quality drills. The only downside is that the drills are smaller than normal diamonds. So if you store them away, you have to store them separately than your other diamonds, because you can't put these on a regular canvas. So they can't be used for spares for any other canvas except for a Treasure Studios Arts round, which is one of the downfalls. But other than that, it's a really good canvas. The image turned out really cool. I really like it. I changed the fox's eyes and the moon to glow in the dark so that when you see it in the dark, it will glow. So I added my own little special touches there. And again, if you go over to Diamond Painting with Sparklers with Tmall and ask her for sparklers for squares, you will be able to use those on your round and square kits for Treasure Studios Arts to enhance them if you want to enhance them in any ways. I actually am going to talk to her about possibly getting another canvas from her, but it's going to be a little bit different. So stay tuned for that. I don't know if we're still in the works of that or what have you, but I would like to do another canvas from Treasure Studios Arts. So yes, if you haven't tried them, they are on the expensive side. I will give you the heads up. They are a little bit on the expensive side. They are an investment, but you have to remember, companies that use licensed artists will be a little bit more expensive. And the fact that she has mounted glue and it's not double-sided adhesive, I can see why people were saying that it looks and feels like double-sided adhesive, because at first glance, if you didn't know any better, you would think it was double-sided adhesive, but it does have a couple of, it has some similarities, but it also has its differences. But, and I know for this month, she is doubling the commission for her artists. With all the pandemic and everything going on, every time she makes a sale, she will double that artist's commission, which I think is great, because you can always tell how good a company is by how they treat the people that work for them. So I think that was very noble of her to double their commissions this month, especially with the pandemic and everything going on at this current time that I'm making the video. So yeah, so if you haven't tried Treasure Studios Arts, sure, go give them a try. Again, this was Kitsune. It's an 80 by 50. It is uncropped, because she does have the option to crop it. Don't crop it. Get it in full uncropped glory. But with that said, folks, that's it for me. That was my experience with Treasure Studios Arts, and I have to say, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I was expecting, I guess I was expecting about this much from it. So, yeah, like the fox right now. Sorry, I keep staring at the fox because because I feel like he's judging me right now. Like, I feel like he's judging me in all my life choices. But yeah, Treasure Studios Arts, I would say she's a good company. You guys should go try out. Oh, one last thing. I completely forgot. The other issue I had with the canvas. I did talk to her about the symbols. I almost forgot there. I almost forgot being a little bit extra. I did talk to her about the symbols. Now, on this kit, number 434 was a star, and number 3862 was a Q. I'm going to insert a picture here to show you I had issues with those two symbols. Now, her symbols are chosen at random, so I'm not sure if she can or can't. I can't remember if she said she can or it's a computer-generated thing that happens that they do the things. But my suggestion was to either make them darker or change out those two symbols, because with the light, I had to use a light pad with my kit. But with the light pad, you couldn't tell the Q from the star. I know I have bad eyesight. I wore my glasses when working on this kit, and I could not tell the Q from the star on this kit. So I did suggest maybe possibly changing that or making it a darker color, and she did respond with, I think she said something about computer generated and it's just random or something. But I did let her know that I did have problems with those two symbols. But other than that, no problems. No major problems that I couldn't solve myself. So with that, again, you guys go check out Treasure Studios Arts. Again, if you would like to save some money, go over to Jeremy Frier's page, because that's what I use that's a discount that I like to use. Or Diamond Painting Queen here on YouTube. Both of them are affiliates with Treasure Studios Arts, and they can save you like 15% off. So if you want to save a couple of bucks, go visit their channels, and I will link them in the description box of this video, and you can save yourself some coin. Okay. With that said, folks, that's it for me. That is another finish for Miss Coffee. On to the next one. What is that? I have no idea, but we'll figure it out. But with that said, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this canvas or any other canvas from Treasure Studios Arts, please feel free to leave that down in the comment section below. Also, leave me, how has your experience been with this company? Have you had a great experience so far? Have you had an iffy experience? Let us know. Let's start a conversation down in the description or the comment section below. And I'm pretty sure if the owner sees any of the questions, she will be happy to respond and answer them. So with that said, folks, I now must bid you adieu. But not before reminding you that if you're new to the channel and would like to see more random craziness just like this, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified anytime I randomly decide to put up a video. And believe me, it's random. But with that said, folks, I now must really bid you adieu. But not before reminding you, like I always try to, be kind, be courteous,